Hi, welcome to my knitting journal. My name is Chelsea and this is my knitting journal where I like to document my works in progress, my finished objects, new yarn, all that fun stuff. So this is, I think, episode number 20 that I've done, and I kind of just do this just to like document what I've been doing and to kind of get to know more people and talk about projects that I've been working on, what I liked, what yarn I've liked, different things. So it's been a long time. I was just looking, I think my last one I recorded was in January, and so now it's April and I do have a lot of yarn, and it's like 9 p.m. at night. My kids are asleep, so I have two kids, a boy and a girl, 5 and 3, and I wasn't gonna record something, but then I was like, you know what, I need to record because I have so much yarn. I need to like show it here and then I can put it away. So I think today, first I'll show you some finished objects. I have 2 finished objects and then some works in progress, and I've been doing a lot of test knitting, which I really enjoy, but it's really fun. But I think I've just like, you put your name in, if anyone's ever done test knit before. So what happens is usually a knitwear designer will, lots of times on Instagram, they'll say, I need a test knitter to have this thing finished by blah, blah, blah date. And they only take as many as they feel that they need. So it's kind of, you don't know if you're going to get it or not. And I guess I found that sometimes I don't get them. So if I feel like maybe I could finish it by the time they want it, then I will put my name in. And I've gotten a lot more. And I've been trying to use my Instagram a lot. I don't think I put anything up every day, but I do enough. Oh, and so where you want to find me, I'm on YouTube at Chelsea F Knits, and my Ravelry name and my Instagram name is KnitWithChelsea. So just Knit with Chelsea for both of those. And yes, I've been putting a lot of my test knits up on my Instagram, and so I'll show you for a couple of those. And I'll talk about the yarn and the designer. So here's my first one. So there's like 2 triangles. I have 1 yarn I need to weave in. This is called I guess I've never heard anyone else besides me say it, the Korea wrap, Correa wrap, and it's by Amba, how do you say her name? O'Brien. I'll put a link. I always link in my down bar. Amba O'Brien Korea wrap. So I test knit this for her. It's a very repetitive lace pattern. So her pattern's out now. This was published a couple weeks ago. And there's my yarn I need to weave in. And then you make these 2 triangles, and then, so the pink, and then the stripe, and then the gray, and then this gray, the stripe, and then this light gray. And then you graft the 2 together, which that was my downfall. So I made my 2 triangles, and I was so set. I think I did end up having it done by the day she needed it. But I grafted the wrong sides together. I missed 1 line of the pattern, so it wasn't her fault. It was definitely my fault. I think it was just too late, and I kind of had a cold while I was knitting this. So I think I was just late and tired, and I misread her pattern. So I ended up grafting the 2 things, doing the Kitchener stitch, and I had to undo a whole roll of like fingering weight, lace weight, Kitchener stitch, and it kind of was very stressful. But I finished it, and so far this is like my favorite way to wear it, bundled. You can kind of wear it over. It's a rectangle, and I find that maybe rectangle is not my favorite shawl shape. I think I like something a little bit more triangle, just because then I feel like you can do a bandana style. That's like my favorite way to wear a shawl. But I do like this, and I definitely would recommend the pattern. I really love a lot of her patterns. This is my first pattern I ever knit from Amba O'Brien. I think she's in Australia. And so yeah, I had a really good time knitting this. The yarn has stellina in it. Can you see any of the sparkle? You can see a little bit. And this is Molly Girl yarn. If you go on my Ravelry page, in my finished projects, I do have it listed, and I'll tell you the colorways. So I think the light pink is called Love Me Tender. And then this one is called Talk Dirty to Me, gray with like pink and yellow highlights. And then this pink one is called Pink Bullets. And then this teal is called, can you see that? It's called A Face to Call Home. So you finish it, you graft it together, and then there's a, I just lost my train of thought, an I-cord edge. And I think that really ties all the colors together. This is my first time knitting with a Stellina yarn and with Molly Girl yarns. I don't think it's the Molly Girl yarn that was maybe not my favorite. I think it was the Stellina. I think maybe I would like Stellina in socks, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm just not sure if I like wearing Stellina. There it does, and I don't know also if this is her yarn. It is really soft and nice and pretty, but it has a little bit of a funny texture, and I don't know if it's her yarn or if it's Stellina. And nothing against her yarn, I do like it, but it's different than other fingering weight yarn. But it's my first time buying Stellina, so maybe this is common. And I bought this yarn, Molly Girl yarn, at Hidden River Yarns in Manayunk, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which is pretty close to me. So I do like this Korea wrap. I would recommend it if you want a new wrap. I think it was fun and enjoyable and repetitive, so it was a nice, somewhat easy knit. And if you haven't done Kitchener stitch and you want to challenge yourself, or you haven't done I-cord binding, it's a fun one. But make sure you follow her picture to show you which sides together and to read that last line of the pattern before you do the triangles, because that was my problem. And then another test knit that I did was this one. And this is called the Elemental Cowl, and I did it for Lavanya Patricella. And I really love this one. This is knit with, you guys, I'm sorry, I should have like given myself more notes, but I did not. I really like this. I knit this with, I don't even know how to say her name, Youghini, Youghini. I'll put a link underneath this cowl, the yarn, and it's DK, and this was fun. It was color work in the round and then Kitchener stitch together, and it just makes a nice big, super soft, fun colored cowl. And I really like wearing this one. It's getting too warm. It's late April, so I haven't been wearing it as much, but when I first finished this one, I was like in love. And like this one was super easy. If you haven't done color work and you know how to Kitchener stitch, I guess I just haven't done Kitchener a lot. The Kitchener stitch was, again, new to me, but super easy, and super easy in a DK. Kitchener stitch and this, and the fingering was a little bit trickier. Also like Kitchener stitching a lace weight yarn is much trickier than this DK. So I really enjoyed knitting something on DK. I think I do knit a lot on fingering weight, so doing something on DK was so much nicer. Well, it's not so much nicer. This was nice too. I really did like it. It's a good one, but easy for a first really good Kitchener stitch. And you do knit this, like you fold it in half and then Kitchener it. Does that make sense? And so you have to do it like all the way around. But yeah, and I really like this yarn, super soft, and I did buy some more of her yarn, and this I also purchased at Hidden River Yarns. So if you are looking for a color work pattern that's on DK weight, not fingering, this is a great knit, and I think it's fun to get a darker color and then some pretty accent colors. I don't think I ever would knit with orange, but I really like these colors together, the orange and the gray. You can see the orange, and then it's like kind of like a magenta, and then the purple. I think it's dark gray is the background, and I think Merlot is this purple, and then I think I have crimson is this one, And then this is salmon. Or maybe this is, you guys, the problem is I should have made a video when I still had all my tags and everything like on me closer. But her DK is really nice, and I will link below since I'm really bad at pronouncing this name of her yarn. But I think she is in Pennsylvania, and I think it's like a river or something that her yarn is made after, and it's kind of like a Native American type name, so I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it. So those are my 2 finished objects. I'm trying to think if I have anything else finishes. I have been knitting a lot. I finished my flying fringe, but I showed that in the last video. I also have in my backpack, I'm carrying around with me all my stitches, but I mean, I could show it to you, but it's downstairs and I forgot about it. And it's kind of just like that knit I have. It's just garter stitch and a little bit increasing, decreasing to give it a shape, all my stitches. So maybe when I finish it, or maybe next time if I get a little bit closer. I am almost done. I'm on the last decrease section, you know, if you've done that one, like you increase to a size and then you decrease. So I'm on the last part, but I have really enjoyed, I just carry knitting in my bag now, and so I can pull it out whenever. Like my kids are big, so they don't need like me helping them at the playground. I can just sit there and it's nice to have. Or one night I brought my kids to IKEA and I put them in the play place since my daughter's potty trained now. And I just went upstairs and I had headphones and I just sat there for like an hour while they played, and then we had dinner. So it was really nice. And I recommend that if you're a mom and your kids are old enough that you can like, don't have to chase them around or watch their every step, to bring your knitting with you this summer to parks. And it's okay. Maybe it feels like a little bit awkward or embarrassing to take it out, but I think it's okay. And people, I haven't had a lot of people talk to me, but maybe I look antisocial when I'm like sitting there knitting, but I do really enjoy it, and it makes me feel like I can sit here for longer. My kids are having a really good time and I'm a little bit occupied. So if you haven't braved taking your knitting with you places, you should try it. Speaking of that, I'm gonna get sidetracked, but I really want an Eden bag. So have you guys heard of Pink Hazel? She sells these project bags, and I will tell you, my budget for yarn and knitting stuff is small, but I think I want to splurge and get one. So if you haven't followed any other people who I didn't go to the Edinburgh Yarn Festival, but she made a new bag for that one, and it's called the Eden bag, and she has also this crossed or like a, guys, I can't think. She has like a cross body strap, a leather cross body strap, so you can wear it like a purse. And it's big, and it has pockets, so you can put like your wallet and your keys in it too, and your knitting. Because right now I have a backpack, like a mommy bag, and it's a small backpack, but I don't have to carry anything. I don't have kids in diapers. I bring wipes, I bring my wallet and my keys, my phone, but like I also just have my knitting in my backpack. And so why not have a knitting bag and then put my keys in my knitting bag? So she had an update, I think like April 8th, and I went on an hour after her update was live and everything was sold out. And I think she's in Amsterdam, is that right? So like you do have to like post what time and in her time zone she's doing the update, so you do have to like Google and see what time that is where you live. But I think her next one is May 5th, and I'm probably going to try to set a timer and try to buy something. And I'll just keep trying. And like I said, I don't have the money maybe necessarily, but I will splurge if I am lucky enough to grab one and get it in a cart. So who knows, maybe next video I'll show you my Eden bag. May 5th, her update, Pink Hazel, if you haven't heard of it. All right, and I'll go to works in progress. Right now I have another test knit. This one I'm really having fun with, guys. It is called, it's kind of big. I need bigger needles or something. This is called the Blooming Brioche Shawl, and it's by Long Dog Yarns. I think her name is, I'll tell you what her name is, Brandy. I see it like every day when I log onto this pattern. Oh, it failed to load. Brandy at Long Dog Yarns, and I love her yarn. I've never bought her yarn, but this is another one. I was like, maybe I could knit this, and so I put my name in, like saying, I would love to test knit for you. That's all you have to do. Brandy Velton, and this has been a really fun knit. I will tell you though, I have mistakes. but they're not hers, they're mine. And I'm kind of going to live with them because I think once I wear it, it'll be okay. I know they're there, but also it's a process for me. Now, I've done brioche before. I've made Lavagna Petrocella's like brioche, bandana brioche cowl. So I made that before. And so I thought like, oh yeah, that was easy. I figured that out. It's been a while since I knit that. And so I was a little bit nervous to do this one. There's my mistakes. My line is off. And I got to, so you do a garter. This is available now on Ravelry, Blooming Brioche Shawl. Look how pretty her yarn is though. So pretty. But when I got to my brioche section, I was not, if you want to find, okay, well, my problem was I didn't have my yarn in front. When I was slipping my stitches, my yarn was not always in front. So it was just like, some of my rows looked like brioche and some of them just looked a mess. And I watched some videos. I watched a couple and I just like I would like follow what they were doing and it still was just wrong. And I was like, what the heck? Why am I doing this wrong? And then finally, I posted on the fun thing about test knit, when you sign up on Ravelry, you're usually in a group with all the other test knitters. So I was like, guys, I sent them a picture. I was like, I just can't do this. It was like making me crazy. I did my one garter section and then the next section was brioche. So you do a garter and then brioche, garter and brioche. Where's my bottom? And so when I like the blue brioche section, I was ripped out like 4 times. And I was like, I guess I just can't do it. And I told my husband, I was like, I guess I just have to tell her, like, sorry, I can't do your test knit. And it was making me so upset, like, and just frustrated that I like was having such a hard time. And probably for like 2 or 3 days, I kept trying to do it and having it knock her out. So finally I sent a picture and I was like, guys, I can't brioche. I thought I could brioche and I can't. And I was really sad and frustrated. So finally she sent me a video, a YouTube link to the Knitting Expat has a video about brioche, and that saved me. I finally got that I did not have my yarn in the front, and once I did that, it's been fine. But this is a time-consuming knit, and it's taking me a long time to finish. It's a lot of brioche. I don't think I'll be able to brioche for a little while. So you just do a garter and a brioche, back and forth, and then you increase. So it's like a triangle, and then you kind of stop increasing, and it kind of gets like a straight edge. Kind of reminds me of the Find Your Fade shape a little bit. And then the last one, and so you have the center stitch, which is also, once I finally was able to brioche, you see my bottom, my center stitch is totally wrong. But I finally fixed that. And I just left it because I was so happy that I finally was brioching that I just left my center stitch wrong, and I think it'll be okay. I really don't think I'll be sad because I'm proud of myself that I brioached, and that's more important to me than my center stitch being wrong, and I know what I did wrong. So my decreases near that center stitch were just off my brioche decreases, and I finally figured it out by like, let's see, 1, 2... By like the second brioche section, by the third brioche section, my line is good. So I'm happy. So it's 6 repeats of garter and brioche, back and forth. And I really like my colorway. So here's the back. So you see the back is all gray. You can kind of see the thing. And then in the last section, which I'm on, you use your 2 contrast colors and you brioche them together. And I don't have all my colors right on me. Oh, dang it. I should have found those. I will link below too. And in my Ravelry page, when I make my project, I will link the color. Here's this one. I wish I could tell you what this colorway was called. Let me see. Do I have it? I don't think I have it. I think this one is Bahama Breeze. Maybe I can log on to her website really quick. Long Dog Yarns. And this is her, sorry, I'm not looking at the camera. This is her, bounce sock base. I think she writes the pattern. She says to use a different fingering base, but I really like this bounce. And I think when I ordered, I like signed, she said, oh, you can do my test knit. And then I said, great, let me look in your yarn, because I didn't have like 4 skeins of yarn to go together. Otherwise, you know, maybe I would have used my own, you know, and not bought anything. But I'm trying to see if I can tell you what this colorway is. Did she say? Okay. Let's see. I'm pretty sure this is Sucker Punch. It's gray with like hot pink and purple and orange. And then this one is Coral Crush, this pink. And then I think this one is Bahama Breeze. I'm trying to find. She doesn't use it in any of her other ones. Anyway, so no, this one is not. This is Dark Dimension. I really like this yarn though. I think it's like such a cool colorway. And then I think this is Bermuda Shorts, I think. Bermuda Shorts, and then Coral Crush. So these are the colors. And I won't say like these ones match a lot more than they actually match to this gray one, but I think I really love it. She has really good yarn. If you need fingering weight yarn, she has great, fun, bright colors. She has some like darker ones, like this gray is so nice because it is darker, but then like her brights are so nice. And I think she's in LA or California. So Blooming Brioche. I'm so close to being done. I think this last section you do 8 repeats of the brioche pattern. No, you do 16, and I think I'm like halfway through. So it's like, it's kind of fun how it finishes like with a really thick border on the back, and then this line right here is slowly moving this way. So I'm really hoping by tomorrow, since her pattern came out yesterday, sorry Brandy that it's taking me forever, but brioche takes a long time. But I definitely recommend that. I really am enjoying this pattern and I'm so excited to wear it. My husband's like, that's huge. I'm like, it's okay. I like big. The thing is, it's going to be like, well, I mean, maybe it never will be summer. It's so cold. Yeah, and I can brioche, guys. I can brioche. I can follow the brioche pattern. I now know the secret, and hopefully, you know, sometimes you knit something and you have such a hard time figuring out like, what the heck am I doing? That it's nice when you figure it out and you know what you did wrong and you're like, okay, hopefully now I'll never do that wrong again because that was so stressful. Knitting is not supposed to be stressful. But that's the thing, when knitting gets stressful like that, I get tired or it just like isn't what I want. So right now, so those are I showed you my finished objects, I showed you my works in progress, and now, sorry I'm moving so much, I want to show you some yarn I've gotten, and I really have gotten too much. I told my husband I could probably take me more than a year to make it through all the yarn I have. So when I bought this yarn, my, again, oh here, I'll tell you, this is the brand of this, the DK for my cowl. How do you say that? Uagini yarns. Can you see that? I'll link to her face, or I think she has a website. So when I went and got this, I went to my local yarn store, and it was a Saturday, and she was having a trunk show. So she doesn't, Hidden River Yarns doesn't carry this, but I mean, they might have some left over. I think after she has a trunk show, like I think she must have had a Molly Girl trunk show, she had some yarn left over. So I really liked this colorway. This is her Mon Sock, M-O-N, like Mon, like French. And it's hand-dyed 4-ply fingering weight yarn. And this is Love Notes. Maybe it was like Valentine's-ish time. So it's like a pink with like some orange and blue. Also like a dark purple. And then I got this. This is her Merlot. So the same as this dark purple. I guess I really like this color. And I thought this looked really good together. So I got 3 more. And can anyone guess what I want to make with this? Maybe like in 5 years when I get the chance. This is going to be my Zweig by Caitlin Hunter. What do you think? There was, I like chose this color and then I was like, okay, this goes with her. But she only had 2 skeins of the Merlot out. I was like, I really need a third to knit that sweater. And so she did give me 1 skein, but I feel like she was hiding it. So maybe like, I think it's this one. Maybe like the dye didn't take quite as well. So she was like, make sure you just go back and forth, you know, like every row, whatever in the round when you're doing the sweater so it looks okay. So I think I can kind of tell which one sticks out to me. I feel like even here, this one sticks out a little bit more. But I was happy to buy it and support her, and I think I will, I think I will try to make sure I do rotate that yarn so it looks okay. But I'm excited. What do you think? That looks good. There's one sweater worth a yarn. What else? Okay. Also, you guys, I really have bought so much yarn. Don't tell my husband. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. I'm telling all of you. I follow Gemma Darlings, and I really love her. I like her podcast, and she posted that Alex Crates needed yarn, so I bought some. And I bought, this is the Uptown Girl. So he, like, I think just people were trying to support him so he could get his new studio space or stay in his studio space. And I was like, I went on one night and I was like, you know, I found a color I kind of liked, and I was like, maybe I'll buy it. And then I ended up not, which I felt good at that time, not buying it. And it wasn't this colorway. And then I watched her podcast, and my foot's falling asleep, and she showed like her color that she chose. And I was like, oh, that's really pretty. And so this is his, and it wasn't this colorway either, but then I went back and I was like, I really like this. This is single ply 100% superwash merino wool, and Uptown Girl. And I think it's just pink with like yellows and blues, like hot pink, a little bit purple. It's just really funky and fun. And I got 3 of the same color. And I think I want this to be a Millie sweater, which is a pattern by Nice and Knit. And they use their fingering weight yarns. I'm hoping this will be that. So that's sweater number 2. So you can make it at some point. I really do have way too much yarn. I'm sitting here on the floor. Also, for some people don't know, but I do like a little Etsy shop, so I'm often buying, and I make like baby hats. I maybe make like, actually March I made a lot of bunny hats. So it's just like a nice little income for me. And so I buy often on KnitPicks, and sometimes I just like need to add more yarn to my cart to get free shipping. And I've been kind of phasing out of the Etsy stuff for a little while, and so I've been buying just like less of the yarn I use over and over again, so I don't have like so much of it. And I've been buying more. If there's like a sweater that I think like I could make nicely out of, let me open this, out of one of the KnitPicks yarn, I will buy it. So I got this color. This is, really, it's not gonna tell me the color name. Lot number. Oh, it's Dill Heather, and it's the Wool of Andes Tweed by KnitPicks. So this is a DK weight. It's 80% Peruvian Highland wool with dongle, D-O-N, tweed, with tweed in it, and this worsted weight. Sorry, it's worsted weight. So I got a whole bunch. These are only 50 grams, so this is like 100 yards. And I got this green color because I have red hair, and I thought, you know, I need a green in my life, and I thought this would be pretty for a weekender sweater. So I got, how many skeins? 10 skeins. And it's a very affordable yarn, so like it does make it a much affordable sweater compared to buying hand-dyed yarn for a sweater. And I think it will be nice. It's a nice thickness, and it's soft. I think it will knit up well, and it doesn't look cheap. I mean, it is wool, but it's a nice option if you don't want to break the bank with yarn. So this will be my weekender at some point in my life when I get to it. You guys, I am a crazy person. I really have been strict. I've talked about this before. I really only keep 30 things in my queue. And so that way I can really commit to those things. And when I do want to buy yarn, I am committing to that project. So for that Millie sweater and that weekender, I'm going to make these at some point. I don't have all the yarn, but I did buy this also one time when I was needing to fill up my Etsy cart, my KnitPicks cart. And this is Gloss DK by KnitPicks, and it is 70% merino wool, 30% silk, and this is a 50-gram ball, and this is a velveteen colorway, which is a really nice, pretty rose pink purple. And I bought this because I really want to make the All the Love by Hoki Logatelli, which it goes to helping schools in Peru where she lives. And I know this is also maybe not like the most fanciest yarn, but the yarn she used is a DK with some silk in it, so I thought this would be a good option. I will say like that tweed looks like a little bit more nicer than this color yarn does, but I'm hoping once it's knit up it will look okay. So I bought enough. I think I have enough to knit this too. And like that's a nice thing too about knit picks. I mean, I guess I will maybe have to go back and forth to make sure if they're not all the same lot number. But like sometimes I only buy like 4 of them. Like, you know, I just can add a little bit in just to get my order free shipping. It is shiny. I'm like, I don't know if I like it or not. So, but I think I like this color. And hopefully that will be a good sweater for me. And I've never knit any of her patterns before either, so I'm excited to cast that one on sometime again, like I said, in the next forever. I do have another test knit that I need to knit. That brioche has taken me forever, and it's going to be this yarn. I did buy this primrose yarn at my local yarn shop, Hidden River Yarns, and it's the Adelaide base, and this is colorway Too Hot to Handle. Isn't this really fun? This is going to be like a summer sweater, and I'm hoping it knits up really quick because I am falling behind. And that's my last test knit for a while. This one will be. I'm kind of tired. I think I just want to. My brother is having a baby in the fall, so I want to just like not stay up really late knitting and go to sleep. My son's almost out of school. He has 9 more weeks of kindergarten, and I like need to be up with him in the morning. Like, not that I'm not up with him right now in the morning, but I need to be like on my game, just playing all summer. So I need to just lighten my knitting load a little bit, because sometimes with these test knits it is a little bit stressful, like making sure you'll finish by the date, and I just have taken on too many. I think this summer, like, I'll finish this one that I haven't even started yet. Hopefully I can start it and get it done, and then just enjoy, because I'm getting a little bit tired. And I think that's the important thing about knitting, is like you don't want to tire yourself out with your knitting. And I feel a little bit tired, so I need to calm down on the test knitting. But I do really like the test knitting, and I like being on Instagram and posting my stuff. And but also I have so much yarn I need to go through, and usually when I test knit I do have to buy some yarn to make it, because I really am shopping. When I buy yarn, I'm shopping for my projects. But I'm really excited about this other. This is maybe. Oh yes, this is my last yarn to show you that I bought. Well, no, there's one more. But I'm really excited for this one. So this is my brother's baby blanket. I'm going to make, well, if I tell you what I'm going to make, it's going to give you it away. So my number one in my queue right now, because once I finish my test knits, I'm going to start this blanket. Also, I really want to make a tooth fairy pillow, side note, for my son. He's 5, he's almost done with kindergarten, he'll be 6 this summer, and I feel like that's generally when kids, like lots of kids in this class, her 6, have lost teeth. And so I really want to make him a tooth fairy pillow to put his teeth in, when he loses his first one. He doesn't have any wiggly tooth, and I can't talk, it's too late. So I really need to finish these test knits and just take it back a little bit. But look at this yarn. This is by Tanis Fiber Arts, and this is, I'm going to make the key fit baby blanket that she designed, that Tanis designed. And I think this is the Hummingbird palette set, and then I also got the contrast color, and I've never bought her yarn before. So this is graphite, so this will be like the border and stuff. So just like a really nice dark gray. My brother is not finding out what he's having. They're keeping it a surprise. But just look at this yarn. It's like blue with some purples, and his wife really likes gray and blue. So I was like asking them, I was gonna make them another blanket, and I was like, what colors do you guys want? And they just are, I decided I didn't care. I mean, I do care, but I was gonna spend a decent amount of money on it anyway. And I knit them a blanket for their wedding. They use it and they like it. Look how pretty. And so I decided I was going to choose, and it's blues, which is what they like, and grays. And they're not finding out if it's a boy or girl, but I love this colorway. This one has a little bit of pink in it. But I don't think you'll end up showing so much pink. And then the yellow. And I think they'll like it. If they don't like it, then they probably won't tell me, and they'll pretend they like it, so it's okay. But this will be their baby blanket. Oh, Hummingbird palette. Cosmic Night. Maybe I should tell you guys. Cosmic Night. I can't read what this one says. Peacock. Sea Breeze. Frost. I like the frost. That's pretty. I love blue. Chris Gray. Oh, this one's Hummingbird. I really like that colorway. Hummingbird. Oh, that one's so pretty. And gold. I think the yellow is such a nice fit. So hopefully this is nice. I will say, not to speak badly of her pattern, I really like it. But like the photo she has of like the rainbow palette, I don't know, it doesn't, like I wouldn't want it those colors. I'm hoping this colorway, which is like a very more, not that it's so sophisticated, but like a more something colorway. I'm gonna stick some gray in there. I hope it's less crazy looking. I think the rainbow one's crazy looking. I think if I showed my brother like, hey, how about I knit this crazy blanket for your baby, I think they would have been like, I don't think so, Chelsea. So I'm glad I didn't show them the picture because I think they would have been turned off, but I could like picture it a little bit more subtle, these nice blues and grays and a little bit of yellow. And then I bought myself some yarn because for her shop, she's in Canada, and to get free shipping, I think to the US and Canada, if you spend $200, it's free shipping. So I was like, well, I gotta shop more because that baby blanket was not $200, thankfully. But I did buy some yarn and it was over $20, but I bought for a project and I'm happy with it. I will say though, so I got this colorway and I really love it. This is Smitten. I really like this colorway. I'm not gonna open it up. And this is her Pure Wash DK. And this, I really like her yarn a lot. Like the feel of it is so nice. I think I would buy from her again. And they just had a new baby. They have 2 boys and a little baby girl. I follow her on Instagram. She's also knitting a cardigan right now that I need. Once I like have 29 things on my queue, I can add another thing. I really like her cardigan she's knitting right now. I don't know what it is, but she's using like, if you check her Instagram, Tana's Fiber Arts, she's just like using remainder of like sock yarn, and she's making like a striped cardigan. Anyway, check it out. But I really am happy with this yarn. I think this is so nice. I really love how it feels and looks. It looks so nice, and the color is so nice. So, and then I also got this color. This is Lotus, and it's like a blue. It's mostly a blue with some gray, and then there is a little bit of green. And so I got them to go together. I got 2 skeins of each, which hopefully is enough. And I want to make, it's all DK yarn, and I want to make the, I have no idea how to say this, GNEISS, nice, by Fiona Alice sweater. And it's like the top is solid, so I got this for my solid, which I've heard about Tina's as our yarn, but it's like more, not speckled, but tonal, that it knits more of like a solid color, but this looks more tonal, like changing colors than it did on her page, like online. Like I thought it was a more solid blue, but like all this green kind of threw me off. And then this one, like some of the speckles in the photo, when I bought it, when I saw it online, I mean, there are blue speckles in there, but I saw more blue than I see now that I have this in my hands. But I think I'm gonna do it. They don't look like they're gonna go together, but I think it's gonna be okay. So it's like this sweater, if you look on Ravelry, GNEISS, and it's like solid, and then changes to the it's like speckled fun pop color on the bottom, and the back goes into a point, like a triangle, the solid color. And I really, like, if you check on the project page for that sweater, like I love all of them. I think it's such a fun looking knit. So I'm hoping that this will look good together, and I'm hoping that I have enough yarn for it too. So again, it goes into my stash to knit at some point in my life. And like I said, I think I really am going to slow down on the shopping. And I can't really predict, so I bought that yarn for that sweater because I was buying from there because I needed to make a baby blanket. But I think like my knitting for projects, and like I said, I'm going to slow down the test knitting, will slow down. So hopefully this summer, I have so many works in progress I haven't showed today that I need to finish up. I just want more things finished. And it also would be really nice, I have a bunch of sweaters, like I still have my So Faded sweater I haven't finished with my hedgehog yarn. It'd be nice to have this summer to spend time finishing up some sweaters. I have my Sunset Highway that I barely have touched, and that is with my Autumn and Indigo yarn, and I really love all those colors. I started a Tegna by Caitlin Hunter. Is that how you say it? I don't know. I have so many things. So that's like 3 sweaters I have on that I haven't finished or even gotten very far. Actually, my So Faded, I'm like maybe a third, maybe a fourth of the way through. So that's a lot. And it'd be so great. Seems weird to knit sweaters in summer, but it's so nice to like knit sweaters this summer and have them done to show you and to wear once it's fall. So I think this summer I really am going to stop going shopping so much. Not that I'm going shop out of my way, it just happens, I guess. But I think I'm going to slow down and just really commit to not spending money, saving money by not buying yarn, and finishing up some sweaters so I can have lots of hand knit sweaters to wear this winter. I did want to show you, I did buy one more thing from Knit Picks. I bought, this is more of the gloss decay. I bought this in Hawk, and I'm going to make, this one is going to be, I think I bought enough of this gray. I just don't have it out. So let me talk about my Ravelry queue. That's what I like to do less. So number 1 is my baby blanket because I need to do that. Number 2 is the Tooth Fairy pillow because who knows, maybe he'll lose a tooth really quick. I need to get that out. And then I have my tutu top. I really want to knit that for my daughter. I probably have to keep just going up in size because I am taking forever. I really want to knit the Jelly Roll sweater, and I have yarn like from stashes set aside. And I have my Zweg. I have another sweater for my daughter. My Shusui Shrug by Susu Knits. But it's brioche, and right now I can't even think about doing more brioche. So who knows when I'll do that. Again, I have so many works in progress before I get to any of this. That sweater by Hohi, my Millie, my Weekender. Oh, we want to look up a fun hat pattern, which I don't really knit socks, but I like knitting hats, but I usually just knit really like ribbed hats. I'm starting to try to do more fancier hats, but I really like the Detroiter hat by Kate and Lottie. And I have some fingering weight yarn that maybe was going to be socks, but I think I'm going to make it into this hat instead. I have Owls. That's a knit sweater pattern, and I bought yarn from Knit Picks to dye for that. So we'll see when I do that. Okay, so this is going to be the Radiate sweater by Hohi. So it's just like a blank solid color, and then the neck is like, I don't know what kind of stitch it is, but it's like, you know, has a different pop of color. And I'm going to use this, and then I'm going to use my leftovers of my Elemental Cowl. And I'm going to do like, I don't know if I start the orange in the top or like go fade from this. I think I'll probably do the purples because I think that looks better next to my face, which is what I've heard. If you want to look for colors or like which way you should fade something, it's like kind of what maybe looks better closest to your face, like next to your skin. And then to move away from that. I don't think orange right next to my skin looks great, but I do think this purple looks a little bit better. So I think I'll fade this way down through the top. So instead of using one solid color for the Radiate sweater, like hers is pink, I'm gonna like fade it and use some of my leftover DK. Anyway, I could talk all day about yarn, and I should really be brioching. I have my Emerald Mania sweater by Stephen West. I am going to start saving after I finish my, After I finish all my stitches, I'm going to start saving my leftover fingering weight yarn to make that sweater. I really like it. And he posted the other day on his Instagram, just finished ones, and they're all really cool looking. So I really want to finish that. And I do have the leggings queued next. I think if I'm brave enough, maybe. I have the Alieska by Caitlin Hunter, and I'm actually like, there are kits, but I was kind of looking on Asylum Fibers, and I think she has some nice gradient sets of like 5 skeins of yarn and fingering, and then she has other like just singles, like I don't know, I have a couple in my shopping cart right now, and I'm thinking maybe I'll go something more brown with like a pop of green or something. I don't know. I have so many things. I have the new Rose cardigan by Andrea Mowry. So these are all things I don't have yarn for. So I have yarn for 20 projects, guys. 20. Not even including my whips that are in my queue. 20 things in my, 20 out of 30 things on my queue I have yarn for. So really, I maybe finish a project. Even if I finish a project once a month, which I don't think I finish a project once a month, I have 20 projects plus my works in progress. So I could knit for like 2 years and be okay. It's kind of overwhelming. And whatever, I think most knitters have more yarn than I do. I follow Christy Glass, and she interviewed the knitting monk, and he talked about just like this over shopping that knitters do. And I don't even go to a lot of yarn festivals, but I definitely have overshopped for this yarn, and it's making me feel a little guilty. And I'm not the most environmental friendly person, but I do want to like make things out of this yarn and like put my yarn to use and not just have it. So my goal for the next 8 months of this year is to try not to buy anything. And I think I can do it because I really have so much yarn. It's kind of getting overwhelming, and it's a lot of it's for sweaters, and I've only finished one sweater. So I really need to finish sweaters and just have them to wear. And I think if I do that, then I'll be like, yes, this is worth it. I'm making my own sweaters. It's okay that I have all this yarn. But the Chick Swancho, I've seen some really cool primrose Swanchos,